Alyssa from Rags to Stitches. Welcome to Coffee Date this week. I'm so excited that you're joining me. Today's coffee date is brought to you by my playroom / my office. So not something that normally people get to see, mainly because it is kind of a mess and I need to get it organized and everything like that. So I'm using this as motivation to eventually clean up some of these piles. But anyways, how are you guys this week? It's good to be getting together with you guys. If we were having coffee today, I would tell you that I have already drank all my coffee, sucked it down this morning pretty quick, and mostly because I'm exhausted. You know those weeks where there's just so much going on, and it's not all bad stuff, it's great stuff, but it's just so much stuff that you find yourself more tired than normal. And I think my body's been kind of fighting something, and I've like been on the edge of it, but I've been working out and then not drinking enough water, so it's like I'm allowing all the toxins to come out while I'm working out and then go back in right when they're done. So today I'm like kind of on a water kick to try and get those toxins out, get rid of this sore throat and everything like that. But if we were having coffee today, I would tell you that I want to talk about something that I've been seeing a lot about lately, and I'm not really sure why this is such a big debate. I'm sure some of you will probably feel differently, or maybe many of you have weighed in or have your own opinion, but I've been seeing a lot of stuff going around online about the mommy wars. And basically what's going on is like there's this fight and debate between moms who go to work versus moms who choose to stay home, moms who breastfeed versus moms who don't, co-sleeping versus non-co-sleeping, just all these like different arguments that are going on. And so I thought I'd weigh in. So you can choose to agree with me or disagree with me, but I feel like I come from both sides of the coin. When Caitlin was born 4 years ago, I was working and I had a contract to teach 5th grade the following year, but we just really felt like God was calling me to stay home. And so we made that sacrifice in our house. And so we had Caitlin in 2008, and then we had Brayden in 2009. And up until last year, when we started Pollinate, I was pretty much a stay-at-home mom. I mean, I blogged, I did have a handmade business, so I was working, but I wasn't, I was putting more time, you know, I was spending more time with the kids and of course like that. And then, and I felt that was great. I love spending time with my kids. I love going on play dates and, you know, hanging out and everything like that. But when we really felt like the doors opened for us to start Pollinate, I knew that there would be a little bit of a change. And while I am fortunate enough to work from home, I am still a working mom. So here's where my thing is in the whole midst of these mommy wars. Like, just because you go to work or you have a job doesn't mean that you're not a mom. It doesn't mean that you're not a good mom. It doesn't mean that you're not there for their kids. Sure. Do you make some sacrifices? Absolutely. Can I be the room mom for my kids? No, I can't, because I don't have that time. Are there moms who do have the time that can do it and do a great job? Absolutely. But I think instead of looking at this from a standpoint of, let's just fight about it, why can't we just agree to disagree? There's nothing wrong with the fact that some of us are going to drive a minivan and others of us are going to drive a car. There's nothing wrong with the fact that some of us are going to breastfeed and some of us are not. I'm a huge fan of breastfeeding. I believe that you should breastfeed, but it's not for everyone, and I get that. So instead of arguing with my friends who choose to formula feed their children versus breastfeed, we just agree to disagree. So, anyways, back to the whole working thing. I just feel like there's been too much stigma on the fact that if you're a working mom, there's no way that you could put time and energy into your kids or spend time with them or know what's going on with them. And I just disagree. I feel like if you are a working parent, then you're spending that time to find the right person to help you with your children, somebody that's going to align with your morals and values and make sure that those, the things that you believe are going to be still consistent in your kids' lives during the day. we have help with our kids, and we have this amazing woman who comes and helps us. She loves Jesus. She prays with our children. She teaches them about Jesus. She teaches them to be nice to one another. She reminds them that they're best friends. All things that we remind them during the time that we're home. And when at the end of the day, when the workday is done, we're off our computers. We're spending time with our kids. We're going on walks. We are, having tickle fests and doing puzzles and reading books and going out to dinner together. And I think that's a common misconception, that if you're working, you're too tired for your kids. And am I working? Yes. Do I have times that I'm tired? Yeah, I have days when I'm absolutely exhausted. But that doesn't mean that we don't spend time with our children. So I'm just really hoping that in the midst of everything that's going on with the mommy wars, that people will just take a second to stop and realize that when you attack somebody for what they believe or how they raise their children, that you're doing something to someone else that you probably don't want done to you. And I feel like that's happening a lot everywhere. It's happening online, it's happening on blogs where people are, attacking one another or sharing their viewpoint, but in a way that it obviously tears someone else down. And I just feel like it needs to stop, because we all have our own gifts. We all have our own talents. We all make our own choices. God calls us all to different things. For some of us, it's going to be to stay at home with our children. For some of us, He's going to open doors for us to work. Just like He's given us this opportunity to blog, to have our voices heard. And if you're not a blogger, it doesn't matter. Your voice is still being heard. You're being heard through those times that you spend with other moms. You can be speaking encouragement into the lives of those working moms who are struggling. Or maybe you can be an encouragement to each other. After all, whether you're a stay-at-home mom or you're a working mom, your goals are the same. You're still working towards a common goal, and that's to be the best you can be at what you're doing. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So I just hope that we'll spend a little bit more time thinking about those things and spending more time being an encouragement and uplifting one another versus tearing each other down. So I guess that's kind of a mouthful for Friday. But it's just been kind of on my mind, and I've been thinking about it. And I'm very sure that I don't know everything that's going on in every aspect of all these different things that I'm talking about. And I'm not going to claim that I do. But at the same time, the bottom line is we just need to be building up and encouraging one another versus working hard to tear each other down. So that's me jumping off my soapbox this week for Coffee Date Friday. If we were having coffee, you weigh in. You tell me. What do you think about what's going on? How do you feel? See you next week, guys.